All right, so if you guys are ready,
Yes.
I was I was waiting on it, and then he's like, "Oh, are you guys ready?" I'm just like, "All right,
Are you guys ready to review that fucking movie?
I'm ready to review the fuck out of this movie."
I too am ready to review the shag out of this movie.
The shag out of this movie.
I was gonna say if you're gonna say heck, I'm off. I quit.
HE double hockey sticks out of this movie.
The darn gosh.
So, better watch out.
Better not cry.
Better not pout.
Because I'm telling you,
We watched Better
Ooh.
Watch Out.
better watch out. Which
Two,
was originally titled Safe Neighborhood.
yes, 2016.
Well, if you gentlemen will turn your attention to the little messenger thread, to me it looks like it was a CSI crime scene investigation, season one, disc two.
Oh yeah, that's what I gave him. That's what I gave the disc in. Was that? Yes,
I thought it
that's
seemed familiar when I was watching it.
had that David Caruso.
Yeah, that's Miami.
But yeah, that's CSI Miami.
Oh
This is
Yeah.
William Peterson.
no. Oh yeah.
From such hits as Young Guns 2, and that's it.
Manhunter. He was in Manhunter.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was. Played Will Graham.
To Live and Die in LA.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
So, if y'all didn't know, the two characters in the movie that play the best friend and the love interest of Levi Miller, they're both played. They play siblings in The Visit, which is like
Whoa.
their second movie together.
A movie
Must
that
have
I've
been,
never seen.
I
must have been
haven't.
really awkward when he touched her tit then.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Spoilers.
Yeah, big
There's,
spoilers coming up. I don't know how many people that are listening have seen it. I'd never even heard of the movie until Billy had
Yeah, me
told me
either.
about it.
So,
I don't know how it got past me, but
well,
today
it
was
wasn't.
today was the first time I'd seen it.
Was this a wide release? I don't think so.
no. Like when
No,
it
box
played at
office
some
106,000.
film festival. I think it was like when I saw it, I was like, it just looked like a generic, like the picture they had for it, and like just the plot is like it's probably just going to be like a mediocre like home invasion movie, and I was wrong. It had a nice twist.
Yeah, I guess it was a twist. It was just kind of like, what if a home invasion was just like, you know, instead of people being invaded upon, what if they were the invaders, kind of? They just kind of.
Yeah, you thought it's going to be like an outside threat just coming in, but no, the threat's been inside the whole time.
Well, let's not jump to the end of the movie
Uh,
yet. We still
Okay.
got about an hour left.
my expectations have been subverted.
So, what'd y'all think of it?
I thought it was okay. It was just fine. It's just it was a little weird, just because of that whole, I don't want to say incel thing. I'm trying to do quotey marks, and nobody's here to see me do it. Um, it's just kind of weird, that whole
Well,
thing.
we should probably tell them what the movie's about.
Oh yeah,
It's about Patrick Warburton having a really shit kid, and
yeah. It's about uh, I guess this boy's been being babysat for this girl for like what 4 years or something, and she's like going off to college. So he thinks like the last time that they're gonna be there, he's gonna woo her.
yeah,
And
she
that
has
annoying
Yeah,
13-year-old. I'm gonna try to sleep with my older baby sister way.
yeah,
because that's a trope, that's a thing.
yeah.
Well,
And
the reason I bring that up is because it reminded me of another movie that I'd seen
what's that?
with the roles kind of reversed called The Babysitter.
Oh yeah, oh
But
yeah,
just
the
the
Netflix
role,
movie.
yeah, but just the
That's a,
roles are reversed.
oh wait, is that a Jonah Hill movie?
No,
That's the babysitter.
Uh, Okay.
right? It's called Baby. No, I don't know. What was the Netflix movie called? The Babysitter.
The Babysitter was on Netflix.
Oh no, Jonah Hills was the sitter, wasn't it?
Oh, just the sitter. Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
But I was wondering if like maybe the same writer was involved with both movies or something. I don't know. They just seemed that similar.
I don't think so. I think like I said, what I remember is it was what's his name, Zach Kahn, the guy who wrote it. He wrote it, and it was a lot more darker and more violent. And then the director got a hold of it, did a little bit of rewrites, and he made it less violent and more comedic in some ways, or black comedy or black humor, whatever you want to call it.
Like I get that, but I feel like this movie could have. Is it an R-rated movie? Is it unrated?
It is an R-rated.
It is?
Yes.
Probably because the language, because they don't really show a lot of gore or anything. It's more implied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do y'all hate that or do y'all like that?
It's like I would appreciate it if the movie was a little more clever, but I feel like they just did that so it could be appealing to a broader audience.
Oh, you know what's crazy? They shot this in like Australia or like New Zealand or something on a sound stage.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird. They must have had to turn the cameras because everything was upside down. It's crazy.
So crazy. But they were like, yeah, they had to wear these jackets, and like they said it was so hot in there. They had to pretend it was like freezing cold.
Yeah. Well, it's like when we were talking about Gremlins, they shot all that on the Universal backlot in the middle of summer, and they're all wearing jackets, sweaters, and suit coats and everything. Sweating the balls off.
There's one thing I liked about this movie was like the whole look of it.
Yeah, it's shot really well. It looks really nice. It almost looks like it was shot on like actual film.
Yeah, it was just. I like the colors of that they would put on the screen, like the blue and like the flashing lights and.
Oh, when they're being home invaded and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. I thought that was well. We do learn there are a couple false starts to this movie, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
And we should start talking about that.
Yeah.
So this kid, he lives in I guess a wealthy home, a very John Hughes-esque Christmas
Opening
thing going on. Yeah, and this kid is being left at home while their parents go out and they go to some soiree. And this kid, whose name is Luke, he has a babysitter who, he's had for years and years and years. And like we said earlier, she's going off to college. So, and he's kind of like developed feelings about her, and he wants to make a move. He has his best friend with him. He's trying to like give him advice and stuff as they look at porn and whatnot.
I like the dialogue between the mother and the father too.
Yeah.
Like the whole dialogue, even like with the kids, they're like embarrassing him. They're like, don't forget to brush your teeth, and he's like trying to put the moves on the girl. He's trying to act like he's all grown up, but he's not.
Yeah. The back and forth between the mom and dad, or Patrick Warburton and whoever the woman is.
It was Virginia Madsen.
Yeah, Virginia Madsen.
Candyman.
I've heard that somewhere before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just feel like it's almost like from a completely different movie. It's almost like from an Adam McKay movie. Like it doesn't belong in this movie.
Yeah,
like
because the rest of the movie's not like that.
Yeah, it's like he just cooks something. She's just like, "You sure you never sucked a cock before?" I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It's like not like college party.
He's complaining because I guess his ornaments aren't hanging up on the tree, and I think he picks one up and it's like a pair of like high heel shoes or something.
And and then like, he was looking at the tree and he's like, "Why aren't any of my ornaments up?" And then, they left, and he disappears. She's like trying to find him, and she finds him in the living room. He's in getting a bottle of wine, and
Oh,
trying to act all
champagne.
cool. Yeah, or champagne, trying to act all cool. And he's trying to, give her some.
Yeah, nothing like no better way to impress the ladies than just start chugging alcohol with no pretense,
Right.
Yeah.
just in the middle of an empty room.
What is he saying? Like he's drinking. She's like, "You're 12." He's like, "I'm almost 13." Oh, yeah, a year's going to make a difference. You're like,
He was just trying to be a smooth operator. That's all.
yeah. And what y'all think of the dialogue or the chemistry between Luke and the babysitter? What was her name? Ashley.
Yeah, I found Luke to be really annoying in the beginning,
Yeah, I agree.
but I guess that
'Cause-
just goes towards the actor being able to play that annoying
That
13-year-old.
entitled little asshole.
Right.
Yeah, but he doesn't start off that way. Um, like I don't know if I should get into this now or like a little later on, but the one thing that kind of annoyed me, there wasn't like a slippery slope into what like he becomes later on in the movie. It just kind of happens, like a
Maybe
turnkey, just like click.
maybe that's how he really acts, and like him, acting throughout, this whole life is just like an act. Like that's not how he is. Being nice and generous and stuff like that. That's all. He's a little American Psycho. He's a little Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, but like it's a little different because they
Yeah, there
spend
wasn't a lot of like setup for it, which I
yeah
guess you wouldn't do. You wouldn't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
But
and
there
the
was nothing that even if you went back and watched it again that you would see and be like, oh yeah,
Well, I
yeah
saw that
because
coming.
yeah the movie spends its time building up something that eventually like subverts your expectations. I'm gonna be using that a lot. Thank you, Red Letter Media.
because
Um,
the only thing that we see in the beginning that pays off later is his mom telling the babysitter that to put like a pencil on his bedroom door because he
yeah,
sleepwalks. And if the pencil falls,
Yeah.
then we know that he's up and about or something. And that's the only thing that really
no,
pays off later.
yeah. Even at the very very beginning, they show Ashley just like on her way to the house, and then they suggest somebody's following her in like a black SUV or something, and that goes nowhere. Never mentioned again. Never shown again.
It was just some creep following her, or maybe it was her boyfriend.
Yeah, but they don't show what he's driving, like later
No.
on, like either one of them.
Yeah.
So
All right.
it's just weird. Like I understand why, but it wasn't used like in a clever way later on, so it could be
They just
extinguished. You know what I'm
forgot about
saying?
it pretty much.
Yeah, maybe, maybe, or they were just trying their best to like make you think one way because like I already went into this movie thinking like okay, it's like an invasion movie, and they're gonna be like cooped up. They even did a little bit when she was watching that other horror movie. She's like, I don't understand why they have to go to the attic, and when quote unquote shit happens, they go straight to the attic.
To the attic, right?
How bad did that movie they were watching look? I wonder if like they filmed that as like pretending to be like a real movie, or if that's actually like a real movie they were watching.
They probably
Could
just
be.
filmed it for this movie.
Yeah.
Cause I saw, I started laughing. I was like, that looks so ridiculous.
Yeah, so they're sitting there on the couch, watching the movie, and the camera kind of pulls back. And it was probably lucky that I even seen it, but you can see someone standing in the window behind them, like outside
Yeah.
the house.
Mm. Was that intentional, or was that just like a grip, just hanging out, and having some
Yeah, I don't
coffee?
know.
No, remember? Well, I can't really.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But I guess this is when he first starts to make his move, I guess.
Yeah, like, well, he's kind of like super drunk at this point. Like, he puts his hand on her thigh or whatever, and like kind of falls asleep on her a little bit.
Yeah, and then that's when she decides to, I guess, change the subject and order a pizza.
No, she
Yeah.
forgot to order the pizza.
Well, no, she
And,
says she's going to,
Oh
and
yeah.
he tells her, she's like, do you want cheese or Hawaiian?
But like what, extra mushrooms or something?
Yeah, no, he says anything but mushrooms.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then the house phone rings, and she answers it, and of course there's nobody there. Then she goes back in the living room, and they're discussing something else, and that's when she mentioned she forgot to order the pizza. And then the doorbell rings,
It's pizza delivery.
and it's a pizza delivery man.
Dun dun dun. How
And
did they
she was
know?
like, "Did you order?" And he's like, "No, my dad probably did."
Yeah, they. But before that, like when he grabs the pizza, or she goes to open the door, and when she turns around, there's all of a sudden like a
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus decoration standing behind her. So that's when I started thinking, okay, this is like a ghost or haunting movie.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Screw that" or something. She like takes it outside.
Yeah, it just kind of sets it back on the porch.
Yeah. And then she sees the door open, or the side door to the kitchen open, and she shuts it. No, that was before. That's when he got the wine or the champagne.
The champagne, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say it's right about the same area she starts seeing like stuff move around, like that light up Santa, the little decoration.
Oh yeah. See, they get the pizza, and she still like doesn't believe like she didn't even order the pizza, and it so happens just to be there. He's like, "Yeah, it was probably my dad," but she's not believing it.
Yeah, because it had mushrooms in it.
Yeah.
They're like, this is crazy.
So then after that, he starts eating the pizza. He's like laying his head on her shoulder, and she's like getting the
Oh.
text.
Yeah. She like calls. It's like a call from her
Boyfriend.
her most recent ex at that point, or boyfriend.
That's her boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And she's like, "He's such an asshole. Why are you dating these guys? First it was so and so, now it's this guy."
And then it's when there's a knock on the door.
Another knock, yeah.
That's it turns out to be the kid's best friend.
No, there's a knock at the door. When they go there, there's no one there.
Oh
Oh.
yeah. First they look, there's like no one there, and then he opens it. And he's like, "I'll protect you."
Oh, that's where he comes through the door, tackles him. They're like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, the friend comes. Yeah, running through and like.
Because
Garrett.
that's what I do. I go to Bill's
Yeah.
house and I'm just like, "Hey man, tackle."
Tackle. I'm here.
It was one of those. It was one of those like cheap scares from like Evil Dead 2.
That happened quite a bit in this movie. Like she like bumps into that little Santa decoration and just like a little orchestral sting.
Like a running joke, probably.
Yeah, because I remember on Evil Dead 2, whenever Bruce Campbell's standing there in the doorway, and after he shoots to the door,
Oh yeah.
and then Joe Bob just comes out of nowhere and like tackles him. And on the commentary, they mention like there's no way that he ran fast enough to where Ash doesn't see him before he tackles him. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what happened in this movie. It's just like, this kid just comes out of nowhere and tackles him.
And then she was like, what'd she say? Oh, about the back door, so don't leave the back door open. He's like, "I never was in the back of the house."
Yeah, then
And
shortly
then-
after that,
yeah.
they hear something from upstairs.
Yeah, they hear. Yeah, I think they hear something like glass breaking upstairs.
Yeah. Did they show like how they make that happen? Like the windows just breaking when they're all downstairs.
Well, the brick got thrown through it, and there may or may not have been like a contraption out back.
Yeah. So that does pay off later. Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so she tells him she's going to go upstairs, and she tells them like to dial like 911.
Yeah,
And she's
dial
screaming
911.
at sand.
But they wind up following her anyways.
They wind up because they say that they heard something.
So then they go up into her. Well, they follow her because they're like, "Don't leave us down here."
Yeah.
Do something. So she grabs him, and then they try to. They see the brick, and then they're trying to call 911. Like nothing's responding. Then they go to
the
his computer.
Wi-Fi's out. Their phone
Yeah.
signals are
Phones don't work.
scrambled.
Yeah. And then that's when the Garrett which is their friend. He comes back downstairs with a brick.
It says, "You leave, you die."
Yeah, on the bottom of it that they didn't see upstairs. It says, "You leave, you die."
And he's like, "I'm out of here." And like isn't the time when the friend was like, "I'm out of here."
Oh yeah, he goes out the back door and then he's like shot up and stuff.
Yeah, you hear like a noise, you hear him fall down. You like, and she like tackles her Luke, and she like looks, and you can just see like Garrett's feet.
And like blood on the snow.
Yeah, see if he's moving or anything. And then they hear, or not. Then what happens
Well,
next?
they kind of like lay on the floor for a second, like, oh,
Yeah.
is he dead? And, like tears are running like Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
He's not moving, so they're assuming he's dead.
Yeah, and then she asks if his dad has like a gun.
Oh yeah. And so he goes and gets the gun.
They go up to the parents' bedroom to get the gun. And then that's when they see the intruder.
Yes. So they see the intruder and they start hiding. They go to like the laundry room?
I think it's a bedroom because they go in like a closet.
That was before.
I think the attic had like 2 entrances.
They go in the attic, they open it up, and they go inside of it. They're there they're not in there for that long. And she ends up getting like spiders on her, and she ends up almost falling through the floor of the attic.
Oh yeah, because she sits on the on the stairs.
Yeah.
The collapsing stairs. Yeah,
and he catches her. And they end up going back down. And he's like, Luke's like, "I'll protect you, don't you have to worry, I'll save us." And like he leaves, and she ends up following him like into his room. And they end up hiding behind the door. Because he's like, he's upstairs, he's here. So they end up hiding behind his door, and you see like the intruder like on the other side of the door, like looking around, and then he shuts the door, and then he end up going in the closet, and like
that's when she realizes that there's a little something wrong with the intruder.
Well, the thing's gone, and he's like doing that. Oh, still talking. Oh, I'm going to protect us. And she ends up hitting her. One of them hits something, and it makes like a loud noise. And she
it's got like lights and playing music like a toy or something.
Yeah, and like she ends up seeing like a mask of his, like on a hoodie of his, and freaks her out. She kind of does like a quick scream.
And then the intruder comes back in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And they're watching through the slats.
Yeah.
They see that he's just looking under the bed. He doesn't know they're in the closet.
And she's noticed something's up. The way
she
his mask.
The toboggan, I guess, that the intruder's wearing. She recognizes it.
She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He ends up being Garrett.
Yeah, so she just bursts the door open.
Yeah.
Goes out and she's
like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Just take off off the mask, blah blah.
She's like, "You guys are both in trouble." She's like freaking the fuck out.
Oh, yeah, so she storms out of the room and goes for the stairs.
Yeah, because this is when we find out that this was a prank that Luke and Garrett were playing so that Luke could be the hero and rescue the damsel. Yeah, so that she would sleep with him. So she's like trying to leave, and she gets to the steps, and she says something to him. I can't remember what it is, and he slaps her in the face,
and she falls down the
stairs. And then Garrett's like,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, well, yeah. What are you doing? And then it cuts to like first person perspective of her waking back up, and this is when the movie takes the big twist.
Yeah, what is he like? Garrett's like riding around on a scooter around the living room or kitchen or wherever it is at, and like, I can't remember what Luke's doing. What's Luke doing?
I don't remember what he was doing.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But they found out she's like, oh no, he's in the couch, or he's like in the living room, and Garrett's running around, and Garrett's like,
he's like on his little scooter things.
Yeah, he's man, I shouldn't have gave you a whole one. He gave Garrett Oxycontin.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I feel like a marshmallow. He's like, I want to do this again. And then they hear her like struggling. That's when they both go in the kitchen. And they is that time where they go through her purse? Yeah, they go through.
I don't know. He does this thing where he's because he goes to her purse because he's like something's not right, and he gets her purse and he finds her lipstick and draws like lips on the duct tape that's covered her mouth.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to shoot you. He's like, I will. It's like, if I take the tape off your mouth and you scream, I will shoot you. I don't want to, but I will. He says, so you better not say anything. And he takes it off. And he's like, we're going to play a game, truth or dare. And he asks her truth or dare, and she says truth.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, how many guys have you fucked?
And she's like, 47.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, wow, why don't you try to get through the parking lot without sucking another dick or something? I mean,
Nah, he don't play that. It would have been funny if he did. She's like 0. He's like, what about so-and-so? Like, one of her ex-boyfriends. Y'all fucked all the time. That's why she was like, that's why we broke up, because he started that rumor. So then he's like, my turn. And she's like, all right, Luke, truth or dare. And he said,
like a madman, he says dare.
No, he says truth. No, he says truth. No, Luke says truth.
No, Luke says dare.
No, Luke says truth because she asked him.
Did you tell Garrett about how you killed his hamster?
Oh yeah, that's right. She's already trying to like plot to get them to go against each other.
Yeah.
He said, "What the fuck? Did you lie to me?" He said he got out of his cage.
So I guess that would be another wink that something's wrong with this kid.
Yeah, this kid's like a little fucking American Psycho. And then
now it's Garrett.
Yeah,
it's his turn to ask the question. He asked Luke, truth or dare.
And Luke says dare. He says dare. He's like, I dare you touch your titty.
Yeah.
Somewhere Corman's like, yes. Yes.
Man, I'm just thinking of like the writer's room for this movie. It's like, okay, guys, we got a dare coming up. 11-year-old boy, and go. Touch your titty. Bingo, we got it. Put that, print it, send it up.
I just wonder how old the actor was.
He looked, even though he's supposed to be like 11 or 12 or
probably
whatever.
Like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely looked, 13.
He's actually the kid from the Pan remake that had Hugh Jackman in it. That's the kid that played Peter Pan.
He's trying to get a piece of Never Neverland.
Yeah.
He was born in 2002.
So it came out in 2018 this year?
That came out in 2016, I think.
Yeah. Probably made it in 2015.
So he was what, 14?
Probably 13.
Yeah, he was 14. But so you like touch your titty, and weren't you like talking shit the whole time or something? She's like, oh, you feel like a big man or something like that.
Well, no, I think when he does it, and then Garrett points out that Luke had got an erection during that.
Oh yeah,
it makes him mad.
And they start fighting. He's like, dude, if you don't stop, I'll beat the shit out of you. He's like, okay, sorry.
He's got that murder boner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is when the current boyfriend shows up.
Oh yeah. He knocks on the door. He's like, Ashley's not here. He's like, I know she's here. He's like, he's like, just leave. He's like, okay. He's like, can you give her these? And he shows these flowers like through the window. He's like, all right, just slide him through the door.
Just pass him through the door.
Yeah, pass him through the door.
And he opens the door, and obviously this guy pushes the door open.
He's like, get the fuck out of my way. Yeah. Get the fuck out of my way. Whole time he's like, the boy's hearing these noises.
Yeah, he mentions that he knows that she's there because she just sent him a text like an hour ago telling him to come over there.
And then he starts to like yell around the house for her, and Luke's just trying to like play it off like, she doesn't want to see you or whatever.
Yeah, and Luke tells him that she's like upstairs in the bathroom with like cramps, really
Yeah,
bad. And then Garrett comes in and says, "Yeah, and diarrhea."
diarrhea.
She's up there with the cramps. Women, am I right? You gotta go though, pal. She don't want to see you no more.
She don't want to see it. So then he goes upstairs and Luke follows him. He's like, she doesn't want to see you, okay? He keeps on telling me that she doesn't want to see you. He's still like looking.
Yeah, he's like checking all these rooms.
Yeah, so he ends up going that. Yeah, when Luke's behind him, he ends up grabbing his baseball bat.
Yes.
Which is just there.
Yeah. Ends up hitting Ricky. Was that the boyfriend's name, Ricky?
Yeah.
Yeah, ends up hitting him in the head.
Yeah, he falls down. He thinks he's knocked out, but
yeah, he's like celebrating.
Yeah, he's like celebrating with like a dance.
Yeah.
And then of course we can see behind him. We see that Ricky gets up.
He's like, "You little bastard."
Yeah.
Yeah, he tries to take another swing, but he actually catches the bat.
Yeah.
Like a badass.
And then this is when the pencil pays off.
Yeah, about when I'm sleepwalking, yeah.
Because he grabs the pencil from the underneath the rug where his mom hid it. And he stabs Ricky right in the cheek with it.
Yeah,
wow.
Which was probably, I guess, the most gruesome scene in the movie.
That we saw.
Yeah.
And then he ends up hitting him again with a baseball bat.
Oh no, Garrett comes up with a shotgun.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'll blow you away, man. Don't mess with me. Please.
Yeah, and then Luke hits him in the head.
Yeah, because
I thought that was kind of cute. Like he was just like, it's like, I'm gonna blow your head off, okay? Now, yeah, put that down. Thanks, man. Thanks. You know, he's like, thanks.
I was gonna kill you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Now get on your knees.
So then he wakes up after Luke hits Ricky in the head. He ends up waking up right beside of Ashley.
Yeah, they're both duct taped to chairs.
Yes.
And as they're trying to reevaluate the situation with Ricky there, I think she has like a piece of glass or something.
Oh yeah, we missed the part. Before Ricky and them even showed up. Remember when they first duct taped her and tied her up?
He was going to go with that roofie.
Yeah,
he put a roofie in a drink.
You're not going to remember anything. And she ends up breaking it.
He headbutts the bottle out of his hand and it breaks on the floor.
Yeah.
And from that, she grabs a piece of glass.
Yeah, while they were in the other room. So
at this point, the movie it reminded me of another movie.
What's that?
But I couldn't think of what it was called. I know it was originally a foreign film and then it got remade. Funny Games.
Oh yeah,
that's what it was called.
You know the guy who did the remake did the original. He remade his own movie shot for shot.
Was it better, worse, or the same?
It was the same. I don't know why the remake was like rated way lower than the original. It's like it's a literally shot for shot movie except for different actors.
Oh, let's call it Psycho, the one with fucking Vince Vaughn. It's the same fucking movie.
But yeah, so yeah, that's how she got the glass. Ricky and her tied up, and they take the duct tape from him. He's like, yeah. He's like, she's like, I didn't text you. And he's like, yeah, you did. Check my phone. And then Luke ends up revealing that he's the one that texted Ricky. And then Garrett's like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, you lied to me again. He's like, and he's like telling Garrett the context. There's like Garrett's freaking out that Luke has planned this, had planned the boyfriend Ricky to come up for this. So he ends up freaking out. He's like, he's like, go in the living room and you calm down. Luke's telling Garrett. So.
You know, that kind of doesn't make any sense the more I think about it. Okay.
What?
So the whole plan was to do this whole home invasion thing. Luke becomes the hero. Then he gets laid. Whatever. Didn't work out. So the new plan was to tie her up and then do whatever, then clean it up later, but then he winds up texting him to come over to what? Like
Well,
emasculate him or something?
after she had destroyed the roofie, he decided for another plan.
That just overcomplicated everything. I just realized how how stupid of a move that was.
So yeah, after one plan failed, he went and make another one. So he texted the boyfriend.
Yeah, because he seems like he can, especially after you were done with the movie. He seems pretty quick to like, and I don't know if that's like a real psychology thing of serial killers or anything like that.
Yeah, he's definitely a sociopath for sure.
Yeah,
because at this point here is when Garrett, I guess, goes in the other room and lights a joint.
Yeah, lights on like, yeah, Luke ends
and
up
Luke's
smelling
freaking out because of his mom.
Yeah.
So
Billy
gets the idea to have Ricky take a hit off of it. And of course they're laughing because the smoke's coming out the hole in his cheek.
So yeah, it's like covering his mouth and nose.
His nose, and then she actually asks, what they're doing. He's like, we have to try to get it in the system. That way they can blame the smell on him.
Yeah.
So he seems pretty, I guess I'll say, intelligent.
But while this was happening, before, like when Luke confronted Garrett about the smoking, she had that piece of glass.
Yeah, and she's like
got her leg free, or her like foot free, or no, it was her arm.
She got her arm free.
Yeah.
But she also cut her hand or something, so there's like blood on the floor, and she's trying to hide it.
Oh yeah,
she ends up taking her sock off.
Ricky tries to make a distraction by like soiling himself.
Yeah.
He
pisses himself.
Pisses himself, and the boy cleans it up and takes the shit outside. She's like getting her foot free, and she's wiping the blood. She took her sock off, wiping the blood off, and then hit it. And then he comes back, he's like, "Man, your piss smells horrible."
I just wonder. Joke there. Yeah, I just wonder if like why would he assume that he would immediately clean that up? Is it because of when he hears his? Because there was another thing mentioned.
Oh, the carpet! Don't go on the carpet.
The carpet was at the beginning with the dad.
Yeah.
And Luke about they almost step on the carpet. The mom freaks out.
Yeah.
And then he hears Luke berating Garrett about going on the carpet. His mom was going to kill him.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, after they knocked Ricky out on the first.
They cleaned everything.
They immediately cleaned it up. Like,
every mess they made, they pretty much cleaned it up.
So I didn't know if maybe the Luke character had some kind of OCD.
What?
That
he might
knew about, but they just didn't say in the movie.
Kind of.
It's probably because the mom.
That kind of makes sense because way later on, the whole pencil thing. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he sharpen it and then put it back after he stabbed him.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We already got. Yeah, he already stabbed him.
No, I mean way later.
Way later.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So.
Spoilers.
They end up having an idea, so they take Ricky and takes him out of the kitchen and puts him between the the room where the front door's at and the kitchen. Yeah. And he's like, I got an idea. He's like, we're gonna prove this once and for all, Mythbuster style. And he paint. What was funny?
Yeah, what was funny about that is before they even said that, the first time I seen the Garrett character, I immediately thought he looked like a young Adam Savage.
I can see that.
But that whole thing was set up early on. They Garrett and Luke were just talking in the room before anything ever happened. And apparently it was an argument they had previously about if whether or not a paint can how much damage it would do if it was swung like that and hit somebody in the face.
And Garrett says
I'm referencing Home Alone in case anyone has never seen Home Alone.
So fast forward later on, he wants to bring it up. He's like, we're gonna test this once and for all. He ends up tying the paint can, this huge paint can, to a rope, He ends up swinging it and missing Ricky for the first time. And then Garrett's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Are you fucking home alone in him?"
Yeah.
And by this time, Ashley, she gets free, grabs the gun, and it's like, "Y'all need to fucking stop. Fucking stop, Luke." She's like telling them all to stop. He's like, "Okay." He ends up throwing the can one last time.
No, she's like, drop the can. He's like, well,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
And he does.
Okay.
And whaps him right in the face.
I know
and
we
then
didn't like
ketchup
really.
and mustard go everywhere.
I know we don't see it, just like the aftermath, like when the paint's stripping and then like the blood.
I think that was. The more I think about it now, I think just like obviously the can hits him in the face, and it's like a shot at the floor. So you see his feet, and you just see like, well, actually before that you see like yellow paint hit the wall, and yellow paint it like
Garrett,
splashes Garrett, and then you see like it's all over the floor, and it holds there for a second. Then that's when you start seeing the blood come down. So I think that was probably more effective than if they would have shown
like a face like exploding.
Yeah.
And like Luke comes out and like, holy shit, his head fucking exploded.
Yeah. I think it would have been cool if it was like a shot from the back and the like can hit his face and it just like boom. It just goes everywhere.
Now, do y'all think like not showing a lot of the horrific stuff they did, they killed the movie, or you thought they did it in a way that was still really good?
It was fine. It worked out fine because it wasn't a very it wasn't a gore fest anyways. So.
Yeah.
Leaving it to the imagination.
Right.
That's the kind of thing that's so subjective. Like some people enjoy that kind of implementation. What am I trying to say? They enjoy the it being more implied than shown. But a lot of other people like the gore hounds and stuff. They want to see this guy's head come clean off.
Clean off.
Well, I mean, I like gore. The zombie movies that have the gore is really good. But I can also appreciate a good horror movie that doesn't show a lot of gore.
Yeah.
If it's not needed. And I don't think this movie really needed it.
So after the paint, she like grabs the gun and is like pointing at Luke. And she's like, I swear to God, she's like, you come any closer. And she ends up pulling the trigger and nothing. Like, he's like, come on, do you think my parents would really keep a loaded gun in the house? He's like, they're responsible.
Right.
And that's when she takes off. And Luke's like,
oh, yeah.
You better go get her. We're fucked. Yes. We're fucked.
Yeah, so she runs outside. She's run through the backyard.
And this whole next scene I have like a huge issue with. And just makes it just seems super clumsy. Like the whole thing. Like she like bolts out of the house, but as soon as she gets to the backyard, she fumbles with the chair in like a really awkward way to where like Garrett kind of catches up with her.
Well, she fell, didn't she? And she fell because of that trip.
Yeah, because you assume she gets shot the same way Garrett did.
Yeah.
And then when she realized she didn't get shot, that's when they revealed that there was a tripwire attached to a paint gun.
Yeah, I was talking about like when she was like just right after she was fumbling with the chair and he catches up, and there's like a fight. Like it's not really it wasn't like really like it was like a scuffle.
Struggle.
Because I knew they probably didn't want to show like a kid getting like square punched in the face.
Oh, she did punch him, didn't she? Yeah, she like slapped or like grabbed his face, his glasses went off.
Yeah, and like kind of just shoved him down. He's just kind of like
She did punch him once, and then she started.
She punched him.
Yeah, and then he grabbed her
with the chair arm, like what was left attached to her.
No, she actually punched him with her free arm, and then she like got up to leave, and he grabbed the chair, and then like the other tape came off or whatever. No, it broke, and she just had like that the fucking armrest. That's all she had, and then she was running. She jumped the fence, and then Garrett didn't even try to jump the fence. I don't know what he was doing.
He's fucking 12 years old. He's not gonna just
and he's like 12-year-old, and he's like stoned. So she ends up hearing carolers, and then she ends up running towards them, and then she gets hit in the head with a brick.
Yeah, it was.
And then one,
Was that scene there? It was kind of. I mean, I get why they done it this way, but it almost seemed the way they done it was kind of comical.
yeah,
Because you see the carolers, and then she's kind of in the background.
yeah, she
And
gets
then-
hit, and then one of them turns
Yeah,
around.
you just kind of see her fall down,
Yeah.
and maybe she makes a sound, and one of the killers just kind of turns around.
And, yeah, it turns
and
around
then
as soon as she
looks
falls
around
down.
and just like shrugs, like
Yeah.
I guess it was nothing. It continues.
Yeah.
And then
And
that's when it
yeah.
shows that I guess he hit her. I guess he threw
Yeah, he threw the brick.
the head, which I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And then she woke up and she has like Christmas lights. She's tied up with Christmas lights. Garrett's right beside her.
No, there's another scene before that.
Oh yeah, the carolers come to
The
his
carolers
house.
come to his house, and he's serving them hot chocolate.
Yeah. And then you see like through the door because it goes like the camera pans and you see like behind him behind the door is like dead Ricky. Which you really don't see the paint cans like covering his face. You really don't get to see what his face looks like now.
I think it's just lodged in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it does cut to her, and she's tied up with Christmas lights, and Garrett's just kind of laying on the couch beside of her.
Oh yeah, just like stoned out of his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't talk to me right now.
And then that's when I'm pretty sure that's when Garrett or not Garrett but Luke is wanting her to call
Jeremy, the ex-boyfriend.
you know who that guy is, right? Jeremy? He is the asshole dude from Stranger Things season 2.
Oh yeah.
He's the brother.
Okay.
I forgot what's his name, like
shitty mustache
Darcy Darcy Montgomery. I
Darcy
think is his
Montgomery.
name. Yeah. She's like telling him to call him, and she doesn't. Doesn't he end up like texting him? No, he calls her or he calls him.
He calls him. Yeah,
He's
and
like,
I'm calling for Ashley.
There's no Ashley here.
There's no Ashley here. He hangs up.
He says, Jeremy, don't. He's like, don't hang up. Calling because of for Ashley. She wants to see you. He hangs up. We'll see what happens next.
Well, he finally like winds up at the house like
Yeah.
very slowly, and at the same time, like he comes in the yard and what's his name? Luke comes out with like a little booklet, like, hey, she wants you to write down like an apology for her. She doesn't want to see you right now. She just wants the apology first.
Well, no, before that, there's the other payoff of whenever Jeremy's walking through the yard, he nearly trips over the trebuchet,
Oh yeah, that's where
which
we're seeing it.
is how the brick got thrown through the window.
Oh shit, that's right, yeah.
And then the cat scares him. So the cat that she almost hit at the beginning pays
And he's
off
like, fucking
again.
cat.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's like, looks like, you got to write this apology letter. He's like, apology for what? He's like, she said you'll know. He was like, this is fucking stupid. He's like, keep it down. Don't wake my neighbors. I don't give a fuck about. And he like keeps his voices out. Fuck about these neighbors. He's like, Ashley. I said, yeah, I'm sorry. And he throws the book at him. He's like, this is it? This all?
Yeah, he's like, what do you mean that's it? And he thinks about it. He's like, all right, okay.
He said, I'm gonna William Shakespeare the shit out of this or something like that. He said. So he ends up like writing whatever.
Yeah, it
He
turns out
looks
to be
up.
fairly heartfelt too. Like he finally like had some breakthrough
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
But little
looks
does
up,
he know,
yeah.
like as he's sitting on that little swing, there was a surprise.
Yes.
And he ends up looking up. And he's like, all right, here you go. And he's like, kid. And then Luke comes up behind him and puts a noose around his neck and then pushes him off the swing that he's sitting on.
No, he puts the noose around his neck, which is tied up and over the tree branch and then tied to a rotting lawnmower.
Yeah.
And
I thought he pushed him off of it, and then he turned on the lawnmower.
he may have. I don't know.
Yeah, he pushed him because like he went down and he was still choking.
Oh
him.
yeah, because he was still in like the seating position, so when he went down,
Yeah.
it was choking him.
Yeah, and then that's when he turned the lawnmower on, and
Which isn't, questionable at all in the middle of the fucking winter to anybody around.
They're all probably like drunk or at that party. They're not
It's
even in
all white
town.
people drunk.
Yeah. So that was bye to Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
And then like
Well, I think
yeah,
at the same time, I guess it's kind of does it go back into I
yeah,
guess Ashley and Garrett,
yeah,
and she's trying
And,
to
like,
convince him.
yeah. He feels bad. He's you can see that Garrett's feeling like shitty about this whole thing.
Yeah, well,
And-
yeah, he finally realizes he's been used this whole time, and maybe its entire friendship with him.
Yeah. So he ends up taking the thing off, the duct tape. He ends up, was he untied? Does he untie? No, he doesn't untie her. No, he doesn't.
No, he has like
He
a little
just-
pocket knife, and he's trying to like cut the little wires and stuff.
Yeah, he takes
Yeah.
the tape off. He's trying to cut the wires.
And then he kisses her. Yeah, that's when he kisses her.
Yeah, it's like a little peck.
Yeah. And fucking Luke goes nuts.
He blasts him with a shotgun.
Yeah, shoots his friend
Out
with a
of
shotgun.
nowhere.
Did that surprise y'all? Were y'all like, what the fuck?
I was surprised that they showed a little kid getting blown across the room with a shotgun. I'm not gonna lie, I giggled a little bit because he went flying across the room.
And he starts like making noise too when he gets shot.
Yeah, it was a little sad, you know. He's
Yeah,
like,
because
"Oh,
he's
I'm
laying there and
dying."
he's like, I can't believe you shot me. And then that's when,
Luke
Luke's,
starts
like,
crying.
going
He's
off
like, "You
because
look what
he-
you made me do."
yeah, I told you, no, I told you not to touch her. And then he shoots him in the face.
presumably.
So then after that,
Do you think this movie would have had some balls if they actually showed like a little 12-year-old kid getting his head blown off?
there was
Oh,
some
no.
horror movie I saw not too long ago that showed something I didn't expect to see. I can't remember what it was. Had to do with like kids getting killed or something. What was that? Oh no, it was a while ago. It was Cooties. It showed like kids getting killed, like zombie kids and everything.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, there's other movies where kids get killed. Maximum Overdrive comes to mind.
Oh yeah, Pet
The kid
Cemetery.
getting
Gets run
ran
over by
over
the
the
steamroller.
steamroller.
Yeah, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, apparently there's that little scene in that movie was supposed to be a little longer. Like when the kid gets run over by the steamroller, like all his guts are supposed to come out like the top of his head or whatever. But the ratings board told him to cut it short, so it would have like an X rating.
Did they tell him to cut it because it was too gory, or because that made no sense at all?
It was too much, and also it was a kid.
I know, but that would make no sense that his guts would come up through his body.
It's Steve.
Like-
There's a fucking clown truck. An ATM told Stephen King, "Fuck you," whatever.
We definitely have to
AC/DC was
cover.
there.
Yeah, we definitely have to cut. We definitely have to do Maximum Overdrive
Maximum.
in the future.
Fucking Butch Emilio Estevez.
So yeah, that after Luke kills Garrett, I think isn't that when he's gonna kill?
Yeah, he's just standing behind her.
Yeah.
Um,
First he's like crying, and then he's like turns into American Psycho. Yeah, he stops crying. He's like mad
yeah,
now.
because it's just showing like it's kind of just a close up on her
Yeah.
face, so you really don't see his
Yeah.
face, and then you hear a noise, and
Like he stabs her.
he stabs her in the neck, and that I didn't see coming.
Yeah, that actually surprised me for sure. I was just like, oh, okay, like he's gonna get away with this, like
And he
Yeah.
still might. In case you haven't seen the movie, he still may get away with it.
Yeah. So like after that, then you see like the parents come home.
Well, no, there's the
Oh,
the rest of the scene. Of course, the rest of the scene. I guess the rest of the movie is he's
Him
he's
cleaning
cleaning up.
hiding all his tracks.
Yeah, he's cleaning up all the blood.
He's made it look like it was not him and everybody else.
Sharpens the pen. Cleans up the pencil. Sharpens it again. But he's
Yeah.
upset that he can't get it to look right.
Yeah.
Really? I thought everything went well, and he just kind of
Because he's like
No.
sharpening it, and he picks it up and he looks at it and like the
Oh, that was the first time. That was when he stabbed the guy, and then he went back and
because it looked like the lead may have been like crooked or something, and he kind of sighs at it.
Oh, that was no. That's when right after he had stabbed.
Okay, was it?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah,
the pencil thing you're thinking of is that already had everything situated. He's in bed. He's like, oh wait,
the
the pencil
pencil.
wound.
He
Yeah,
got put on the door.
yeah.
Yeah. So like the parents come home after he like
Well, no, no.
as
There's
soon as he
another thing
yeah.
because
Oh, what is it?
he gets the idea because he can't get the pencil to stay on the doorknob because
Yeah,
he's
so he goes
inside the
out his
bedroom.
window.
So
Yeah.
But,
he shuts the
oh,
door, puts the pencil in there, goes to the next room over to go out that window,
Yeah.
go and then go across the roof of the
And
porch
go
to
to
go in
his
his
room.
bedroom. But he knocks over the reindeer decorations.
Oh, that's right.
So he's trying to get all that situated
I was gonna
as
say
his parents are pulling in.
I was gonna say before that, like how he tried to orchestrate the whole thing was that Ashley's boyfriend was over at the house, and then her ex came by, and that's how everything like was supposed to transpire.
Yeah, so I guess
He killed them and then killed himself.
killed
Yeah,
himself. And then the letter that he was forced him to write to her looked like I guess a
suicide.
suicide note, which they
Yeah.
kind of show the whole letter at the end there.
Yeah, and then like that's when he started cleaning everything up, and then he goes,
He
goes to
gets
that
in the
room and
bed.
go through
Yeah,
his
he
room. As soon as
gets
he
in
get
there.
in, yeah, as soon as he gets there, I think his parents pulls up.
Yeah, he gets in the bed, goes to sleep, and the credits roll. And I was like, what? No.
Yeah, and then like their parents are freaking out, and they
Yeah,
call
we
the
hear the parents
police.
come in, and then the mom screams.
Hmm.
And then you see the cops and ambulance, and then don't you hear like she's alive?
No, no,
Yeah,
she goes upstairs to I guess
like
tell him, wake him up, let him know, tell him what happened or whatever.
yeah,
And she's kind of consoling him. And that's when you hear say, we have a survivor.
That's when he
we
looks
got a
out the
live
window.
one.
That's when he looks out the window, and she's like on the stretcher, about to be put in the ambulance, and she flips him
From the
off.
bird.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you hear him. Can we go visit her in the hospital?
yeah, they
Oh,
mentioned that.
that's after the
Yeah, because they
fact,
mentioned that.
and a little stinger.
They mentioned that. I guess he stabbed her neck when she put duct tape on it to stop the bleeding.
How could she move?
I don't know. I've never been
Remember
stabbed in the neck.
Garrett? Oh, you talking about how she duct taped it?
Yeah,
She remember Garrett kind of like got her. He cut some of the things she was tied up in.
yeah, but he cut like right over her chest, like he was trying to like split it down the middle, right?
I can't remember. Either way,
Well, now that you mention that, this is the worst movie I've ever seen.
the worst movie I've ever seen.
I give this 0 popcorns out of 10. Do not see this movie.
I'll never
Don't
recommend
even.
y'all a movie ever again. Okay.
He's taking it to heart. Fuck you guys. That's my favorite movie.
Yeah,
But
but there was a post-credit scene, or I guess a
yeah,
mid-credit scene.
Yeah, it was a stinger, and
he's like, yeah,
like we see here like roll into the ambulance, and like kind of zooms in on his face as he's looking out the window, like oh shit, he's fucked. Then like a couple credits roll by, then he's like, hey ma, it's like I'm kind of worried about Ashley. Can we go to the hospitals? And you're like, uh-oh, shenanigans again.
overall, what y'all think of this movie?
I thought it was pretty good. It was just, I don't know. It's not really missing anything. It's fine. You know?
Do you think it was made with a bigger budget? Because that's what I remember. Like listening to the director, he said they had like budget constraints.
Maybe I like this movie more than I'm putting on. Like, I'm trying to think about it. And it's a very, I don't know, it's kind of messy. You know, some stuff annoys me. I don't know. I would still recommend
Overall,
it.
it's a fun little nasty Christmas horror movie. Christmas horror thriller. Would you consider it horror? Or?
Well, I mean, there's horror elements. I feel like it's
Yeah.
more of a thriller.
Well, I can
Yeah,
tell
it's
you
a
what
nice little
saved the
Christmas
movie.
thriller.
What saved the movie for me, and what sucks about people listening that haven't seen it, is the fact that I had no idea of anything about it going into it.
Yeah, that's very
Never
true.
seen. I never watched a trailer. I had no clue about any of it going into it.
Yeah, and as far as
So
I knew, it was just another episode of CSI.
Yeah.
so just I thought it's going to be some kind of creature or ghosts, and then okay, now it's just going to be like a R-rated Home Alone,
Mm.
but it just kept having those, this plot twist throughout, and I think that's what made it enjoyable.
Plus the whole look of the movie, like I said, like the colors.
It's a very good looking movie. It's shot very well.
The acting's not bad.
Competent lighting, competent color correction. You know.
Good use of the space.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have one gripe. Like the geography of the house was never really fleshed out. It was just kind of like
You only
they
saw
used the
certain
house.
rooms.
Yeah, it was just like a timeline, like one room at like one thing after another, and the room was just there for the purpose of that specific moment. It
Yeah.
probably would have been nice to like have like a tour of the house somehow first.
You actually do like with the kitchen, the living room,
Yeah, but you don't really
like
get to see what's on the second floor too much.
except for
Just
his
except
room
for
and the
necessity,
laundry
yeah.
room. Yeah.
But then again, nothing happens up there, so I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
What would you give this out of 10?
0 popcorns out of 10.
0 popcorns.
It's pretty good. Like I don't know what it is that I. It's just fine. It didn't insult me. It wasn't bad by any means, but I for some reason I can't explain what's driving me crazy about it. I don't know what it is.
The story was good. The cinematography was good. The acting was good.
Yeah,
I
but what
don't
is it? I don't know what's bothering me though.
Some of the way they executed some of the stuff, maybe.
Maybe it's just because it's unbelievable. Maybe I could, yeah, maybe it's because I couldn't suspend my disbelief. Like maybe like some of the stuff I was just like, bullshit.
But it's crazy, like people are that psycho and that intelligent to do shit like that.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought, I dig that a lot. Like I like movies like American Psycho and stuff, and the fact that they like implement that into like a little kid, like that I kind of bought. It's like this little shit kid who's been handed everything his whole life, and the second that he can't have something,
He goes
flips
crazy.
his lid. Yeah, that's fine. But for some reason, maybe I just can't buy his whole how everything kind of fell into place for his like plan B. Like this was all just like thrown together after the fact.
Like after Plan A didn't work, it was like
Yeah,
Plan
like
B and then Plan C.
there's no way that Plan B was that more thought out, and everything just happened to fall into place after Plan A, which was probably more defined, fell apart. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I can't get over. The
Well, maybe
plausibility is very low.
maybe like after he couldn't have her, maybe he just automatically was gonna plan like he's gonna kill them all. Like no, not his best friend, but like killing her and the two boyfriends. He's like, well, I can't have you. Nobody will. Maybe he's already had that plan.
Well, except for the original plan, both B and C plans hinged on the boyfriend and the ex-boyfriend showing up.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if either one of them hadn't shown up,
Yeah, then he'd have been fucked.
then I
mean,
think
he's already
I
fucked,
think
so.
I think he would have maybe killed her and Garrett and tried to blame everything on Garrett.
I don't know. He took killing his best friend kind of hard for a little bit, for a few seconds.
Well, that wouldn't make
'Cause I
any
think
sense
that may have
because
been-
by that time he had already smashed his face with a paint can.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if the Jeremy and Ricky hadn't shown up, I think he would have tried to have
Yeah, but what I'm
made it
saying,
look
like the whole Jeremy thing wasn't in motion yet. So, like, if he didn't show up, Jeremy would have still already been dead.
What if Ricky didn't show up?
No, we're saying I'm just saying like if Jeremy didn't show up, it wouldn't have
Yeah.
mattered because that ball wasn't rolling until Ricky was already dead.
Yeah.
right.
So
That's right.
that doesn't make sense either. So you're absolutely right. Like the whole thing hinged on like all these pieces being flawless.
He's a master planner. Yeah. It was one.
Okay,
This was one.
let me put this out there. I don't think this is a bad movie. I
Oh
like
yeah.
it, but
better love
it's just like there's something in my gut that's just like, just come on, like
You'll be in dead sleep and you'll wake up like I know it.
Well, I think that's it. Maybe it's just like a little unbelievable. Like even while I was watching, like the few things that surprised me were the whole like stabbing the knife she gets stabbed in the neck, and maybe like the whole little flip turned upside down about the whole invasion movie thing. But maybe his like the pieces of his plan coming together the way they did was just a little too.
The way how he got
It,
there didn't make sense.
it was a little too perfect. Like maybe I wanted to see him struggle a little bit. It would put that tension in perspective. Like it was always just like him, like doing something, not
Yeah, he
quite
really,
getting it right, and then like him kind of like putting it together after the fact. Kind of
yeah, he
like when
really didn't lose his cool until he
yeah, not
killed Garrett.
yeah. Well, even like I think one of the best parts was when he was cleaning up. It was kind of all perfect, but one of the coolest parts was when he realized the pencil thing didn't work. So when he went out into the roof, things are starting to fall apart.
Yeah,
But he was still trying to like hold it together, and that's what made it really fun and tense. And I don't think that was anywhere in the rest of the movie. That I think that's it. There was no real tension for me.
except for that last part.
Yeah, because it was finally like I guess humanizing to him.
Yeah, he showed some vulnerability.
Yeah, absolutely. But he still had that like little tinge of like, well, I can still fix it, that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
Well, he even makes reference to that when he's talking to Garrett about all the times, like when they would skip class, and he was able to fix it to where they wouldn't get caught.
Yeah.
So he had this mindset of I can get I can get by
that,
with anything.
yeah,
Yeah, but there was up till that time there was no
struggle.
there was no struggle or like hint of failure.
Like shit was about to hit the fan, and he just was calm about it.
Yeah, but there was no shit hitting the fan at all. Like
Yeah,
it after a while, it kind of seemed like this was just what was destined to happen regardless. And when
yeah,
he was cleaning everything up and everything was all spick and span, it just kind of worked in his favor. Like he got exactly what he wanted.
yeah,
So there's just like nothing. There was no payoff. It's just kind of like, oh, well, he did it.
Yeah, because even with with the when he can't get the pencil on the door, and you're like, but then he figures out a way to do that. I'll just close the door and go out the window and around, and then he's knocking over the decorations as his
right.
parents are pulling in, so he has to hide behind those. And it almost seems like he may get caught, but then he gets back in, makes it into bed. So I guess that the only point that you realize he could get caught is whenever you find out that she survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's at the very end.
Mm. It was a little fun Christmas horror movie, or not horror movie, like Christmas thriller, horror elements. If you haven't watched it, fucking buy the movie.
Okay. I would still recommend it. Okay, just
Yes.
because I'm curious
Oh
to
no,
see
yeah,
how other
yeah.
people feel about it too.
Yeah, I'll probably won't watch it again, but I do recommend everyone have at least a first viewing of it.
Yeah, just try it out and see if you have the same. Because for
It's
some
definitely
reason
gonna
I'm
be on
just
my
still on the
like
fence about
Christmas
it.
time like watch list.
See, I don't think
Like I said, it's
if I
not a
never see it
perfect
again, I'm
movie,
fine.
but I mean, it's not a perfect movie, but it's got its charm.
I gotta side with Carrie. I'm probably not gonna watch it again, but I still want to kind of discuss it. Like I'm curious to see what like other people have to think about it.
Yeah.
And if I
So
ask the
please
same questions, maybe they have the same feelings.
watch it and then like message us. Talk about the film.
So I'll give it. Are we doing a 10 rating or a 5?
Um,
Don't matter.
I don't really care for those kinds of ratings, so
Well, no, it'll be fun though, but I just think 10's too high of a number. So we'll stick with 5.
yeah, 10 is a perfect movie. Where
Right.
okay, the purpose of having like a 1 to 10 scale is like 10 is perfect or as close as you can get. 1 is completely unwatchable, should not even be mentioned, and 5 would be your average movie, just like straight down the middle.
Okay, so I'm going to give this 4 snowballs out of 10.
So it was below average.
It was watchable. It was enjoyable as I was watching it, but like I said, I'm never going to be like, hey, I'm going to watch that movie again. I think even if it was on TV and I was flipping past, I would just keep going.
I would give this 4.5 out of 4.5 Stone Garrett's out of 5.
All right. I don't know. I recommend it, but not as a like, hey, buy this movie. Just if you find it on like a streaming service, by all means, help yourself.
Oh, I
I'm,
forgot to mention the director. The
yes,
director for this was Chris Peckover. It was written by Zach Kahn and Chris Peckover.
Oh, that's what bugged me. I know what it is now. It's that guy's fucking name. What kind of name is Peckover? That's bullshit.
well, I was gonna try to have him come on the show, but I guess we won't do that now.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Done-
Every
done
time.
fucked
First
up.
it was Corman, then it was Corman, then it was Corman, and now Peckover.
Chris Peckover, he did one other movie I haven't seen. It's called Undocumented. Heard that was a pretty
Pretty
good, like pretty good horror movie. Pretty good horror movie. All right, tell me something. Do you like
Oh, that's
Better Watch Out better than Babysitter?
I haven't seen it.
The Babysitter. What about you,
Yeah.
Carrie?
I'm gonna say I could watch Babysitter again. It was more
Babysitter.
enjoyable.
Hmm.
It was more fun than what this one
Yeah.
was.
Maybe this movie just wasn't quite fun. Yeah, I'll go back to my original statement. It wasn't quite tense, and thus it wasn't fun.
I know some people who didn't like it. They were like, it was too mean spirited or something.
Mean spirited?
Yeah, like, I was like, what are you talking about?
I like. How's that mean spirited?
I
And
guess
then
it's
you
probably
have
because the
movies
kid
like
showing the
Bone
kid
Tomahawk, where
Yeah.
someone was like literally wishboned in half. Like,
Yeah.
like how is this movie?
It's probably because like
mean-spirited?
it's a Christmas movie and had to deal with kids. I guess I don't
Oh,
know.
boo-hoo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think it could have either been more dark than what it was,
That's what it was originally.
or it should have
Yeah.
been more on the lighter comical side than what it was.
I wonder what the original movie would have been if the
Maybe,
director
maybe it could
didn't
have had like, a
co-write
little
it.
bit of an edge. Yeah.
Because he said it was like more like nastier. The movie was more nastier, like I guess gory, or I don't know, maybe not gory, but more mean spirited or something. I don't know. But then he made it a little bit more lighter when he did a little bit of rewrites. Kind of makes you think these movies people did, like 10 Cloverfield Lane, like how the movie was before that one guy like rewrote it or wrote the Cloverfield stuff in it, because it was originally titled The Cellar.
I feel like
And then
everything was the same except for the end of 10 Cloverfield Lane. I was just kind of like sprinkled in.
Oh, you think just because of just the ending was like the only thing written in?
Yeah, because I think it was a fine movie, and then they picked it up, or Bad Robot, whatever J.J. Abrams' production thing was. And it was like, well, let's just make this like an anthology thing.
Yeah.
So it'll sell. Because the Cloverfield name will be on it, so people will be curious to see it.
Well, I'm on the IMDb for this, and I guess I missed this at the beginning. But one of the quotes they have on here, I guess it's when the girl's building a snowman, and she says, "Just your nose, and we're done, Mr. Frost." And then an older boy smashes the head of the snowman with a baseball bat, and she screams, "You butt fucker!"
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I guess I completely
Hilarious.
missed that because I was sitting there going, "Where did that fall in this movie?" Because I don't remember that.
Yeah, I had laughed at that part too, and I now remembered it.
I think that was probably like the production name of the script was Buttfucker. So
Silent, sir, safe neighborhood buttfucker.
So
Yeah, pretty good
I'm
movie. Pretty good.
pretty okay. So here we go. The sequel, Better Not Cry, is all about her trying to escape from the kid in the hospital. Boom, putting that out there.
He ends up holding the whole hospital hostage.
No, like
I know.
he tries to like, oh, let me just stay overnight or whatever. He's such a nice kid to the parents. So he's like, oh, he's been through a lot or could have been through a lot. Let's just let him stay. And the parents kind of like take off because whatever, Patrick Warburton. And like, yeah, it turns into like Halloween 2, right?
Yeah, and then part 3, which would be called Better Not Pout, will have nothing to do with this movie and all about
Fuck.
toys
And it would have to do
that
about.
come to life and kill kids.
I'd buy those movies.
And then the next one, Better Watch Out for
The Return of Luke. But yeah.
Yeah. You know what we were trying to get at.
I was trying to find the budget for it, but they don't have that listed here.
So it made
No,
like
let me try
$106,000.
try on IMDb. Not IMDb, but
It kind of makes. I guess I'm gonna try to watch the what's it called? This other movie that these two kids were in,
The
The
Visit.
Visit. Yeah, I think I kind of want to watch that now.
It says the box office was they only made $106,000, but it didn't say budget at all.
What
Yeah,
was
it
that
first
movie?
played in 2016 on Fantastic Fest. Then it was October 6th was in the United States. Yeah, it didn't say. This is how much it made.
What was that movie they were in?
The Visit.
The Visit.
Okay.
See, it's got an 88 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Meanwhile, on a pretty good podcast from beneath.
Yeah.
Pretty good podcast. But fellas, I'm gonna have to cut this short. I am very tired.
Yeah, I worked a long shift too.
Is there anything we have to do for the ending? We're gonna do anything different?
Well, if anybody wants to support the podcast by all means, join our podcast from beneath the Discord, where we can have a little discussion about what we're talking about in real time.
If you want some cool looking, sexy shirts or coffee mugs, please buy one of our coffee mugs or shirts.
Or you can
check
just donate
out
money
our,
on Patreon.
Yeah, or just donate our monies. Yeah, it is the Christmas.
No, donate your monies, not our monies. We don't have monies until you give it to us.
It is the season of giving, folks. Remember that.
Yeah, remember,
Yes,
check out
you
our
have 2
Facebook
weeks.
page. 1 like equals 1 prayer.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so you can find all the information at 1313inc.wordpress.com. And thanks for listening.
See you later.
See ya.